best time always when we did family things, because of course they're going to school and then they went to college, as they got older and things like that, so they couldn't attend all the time. But that was always a good time when they were there. And just one thing I want to make a plug for my wife, because she's without having her be supportive, I would never be able to do any of this. Even though I did it before I met her, and she knew that, she didn't have to be as supportive as she is, and she really isn't. What's interesting about that, Dave, is, and I've told this story to several people that know me, that I met my wife in a speed shop in Chula Vista, California, which is just south of San Diego. She was behind the counter, and I was buying parts. And I ended up buying a lot of parts because I thought she was pretty cute and everything. And we went on our first date, and we went to Pomona for the World Finals. That was that was in '84, I think. And eventually we got married in '88, and then had the 4 kids. And here we are. We're just 30 years later. We're still there, and she's still supportive, and I'm still doing the same thing. Luckily.
That's soulmates right there. You guys are soulmates, Tom.
Yes, I'm pretty fortunate.
Yeah. So now I'm going to ask you a few fun questions here before we finish up the interview.
Sure.
Outside of drag racing, do you have any hobbies?
I got all kinds of stuff going on. It seems like the main one right now is this building I keep talking about. It's basically taking over my life. Being a carpenter, being a plumber. So I get lots of help from my nephew on plumbing because he's a plumber. I know about the electrical stuff, so I like to actually doing it, but I just need to get that done so I can work on the car. Also, quick coins. I love Morgan dollars. I've always liked those. Let's see. My family's been my hobby since my son was born. They really have. I love being with them. They'll come tomorrow morning. My wife and I are going to be empty nesters again because the 3 are gone, moved down somewhat, and my youngest daughter's up in college. So that was kind of one of the hobbies. And then the other thing that we recently started doing, but my wife and I are doing it together, is we have dogs. We have 4 dogs. So we have 4 kids, 4 dogs, and 2 cats. But the 3rd dog was she's a full blood Labrador, in which she's pregnant right now, and so we're going to have some puppies. So that's, I guess, a new hobby that we started. So we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah. So now you don't do any hunting or fishing, nothing like that?
No, I know things. I'm just not really into it that much. I've done it in the past. Fishing is just boring to me. I hate to say that. I know there's a lot of great fishers out there, and Eugene Nisip's going to be mad at me for saying that because I know those guys fish a lot and everything. but I can't get into it. I've done it in the past. The same with hunting. I'm just not into it. I like doing mechanical things. I like working on stuff like that. I do a lot of stuff on computers. That's my full-time job. But I work in the FAA, but I'm a manager there. But I also have a part-time deal that I do all the IT stuff. So I like doing that. I get a kick out of that, solving problems.
So now, Tom, if you were able to do time traveling and go backwards in time, would you do anything differently with the drag racing career at all?
I probably would have put some bigger pins in that motor I blew up, that 468. That's pretty minor, but I probably wouldn't have cut that 70 Chevelle off that one I was talking about when I sold or traded for a snowmobile, because that thing would have been worth a lot of money today. And now that I know, how rare all those cars are, it's such a shame that happened to that car. So,
now, have you won a lot of trophies or plaques throughout your racing career?
I've only won one trophy. That was for NMCA in Pro Mod. I won it down in Atlanta, I think in 2016. I got second place, and I got a big old trophy, and that's the only one I've ever won. And for racing, that is. I got some bowling trophies that I did from a long time ago, but that's the only one I got. And I always wanted a trophy. I never really cared about the money that much unless it was a lot. Because most of the time you don't win much at all. But I always wanted a trophy, and that's the one I got, and that's all I need. I'm happy with that.
Have you gotten anything from the Wise Guys yet? Like best burnout, all that kind of stuff that Pete does?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of remiss on not saying that because I didn't really think of those as trophies. Those are plaques, but those are trophies. And those are the ones that I've got stacked up. Because again, Pete's a generous guy, and he really wants to help out the whole team out. So I got the best burnout, the different place winners I've done, and I don't know if I got a hard luck award in there. I might have got one of those in there too. But anyhow, I've got 2 stacks of those plaques, and then when I finish my office and my building, they're going to go on the wall. That's the plan. So right now, I kind of forgot about them because they're tucked in the corner and everything until I got some wall space I can put them on.
Now, if you and the wife have time to take a vacation, what's your favorite vacation spot?
Probably go back. I'm thinking. I don't want to talk for her, but I know we went to Ireland a couple of years ago, and I think we'd go back there. I over one of the cities that we missed. It's a whole long story by itself, but I over that city to go to. And also, I know she wants to go to Jerusalem. I can't say Jerusalem over in Israel. And my sister's there right now, as a matter of fact, to visit all the stuff there. I think those 2 places would be great places. Well, I've been a lot of places, but being in the Navy, I went all over the Orient, Middle East, down in Australia, Central America, South America, and all that. So I think I've done a lot more than a lot of people have in their lifetime. And so anything else is icing on the cake. But I think those 2 places would be nice places to visit again.
And by the way, thank you for serving.
Oh, my pleasure.
So now I know earlier you said you don't eat much food, but this question pertains to food, Tom. What's your favorite food?
That's a good one. I'd probably say no, not that. You got me on the spot here because there's so many things, but I don't know about it. I'd say pizza's probably. But, a pizza that was loaded with everything except for pineapple, I think would be good. A good slice of that and a cold one, I think I'm happy.
Now, does the wife cook?
She does. She's a very good cook.
So what's your favorite dish that the wife makes?
She makes a chili out of, instead of using ground beef, she uses turkey. And it's fantastic. It's better, because I lived in San Diego, and both of us did, or some of the suburbs around there for so many years. I got a liking for the Mexican food stuff and everything that was hot. And she made a mistake the other day, or put something wrong into the chili, or put too much hot sauce in her powder, and I thought it was fantastic. Nobody else would eat it. I thought it was great. I think that's the chili that I like.
I'll have to tell my wife to try that with turkey sometime, see how it comes out.
Yeah, I think it tastes great.
All right, so what's your favorite beverage?
Well, I got Diet Pepsi in front of me right now. I'd say that or Diet Coke.
How about alcoholic?
Oh, just beer. Just Miller Lights, and that's it. Nothing else on top of that.
All right, what's your favorite movie of all time, Tom?
So, I got so many of them. But my favorite recent movie would probably be, about a couple of them around. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty would probably be the one I would rank up high for right now. That and my daughter hates this one, is what's his name? Carter from Mars.
The Walter Mitty one, is that Ben Stiller? Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm talking about. All right, now I noticed on Facebook you post a lot of music up, so you like music. So what's your favorite music?
Right now it's varied through the years. It's trance music. I really like dance trance music. As a matter of fact, that's something I'd like to go see. I'd like to go over to Holland, or over into Europe because they had some great concerts over there. They brought them over here. I can't think of the names of them right now, but it's basically dance trance music. Anything that's dance, like clubbing type music, I like. But I also like, and to appease some of my pals that are the same age as I am, I post some stuff from back in the late 70s and somewhat I move it a little bit, tweak it into the 80s because the 80s I really like a lot as far as what they call new wave at the time. Now it's old stuff, you're talking 20, 30 years ago. But when I was in Australia, Duran Duran came on the video that we saw that we were in a bar, and I got hooked on new wave stuff. But as a matter of fact, a lot of people on the ship that I was on, we all got hooked on to it. We floated back all the way to San Diego thinking we were going to expose everybody in the United States to this new wave music that we found in Australia, and it turned out that everybody in the United States already was listening to it. But I would probably say most of the 80s stuff that was new wave-ish type music is probably on the top of my list.
Yeah, I loved the song "Hungry Like the Wolf" when it came out. Man.
There you go.
Yeah. I used to like Duran Duran, A Flock of Seagulls, Berlin, all that stuff.
Oh yeah. Every one of those.
Yeah. So, did you have a favorite cartoon when you were growing up, Tom?
A favorite what?
Cartoon when you were a kid.
Cartoon?
Yeah, when you were a kid, did you watch cartoons?
Yeah, a little bit. Let's see. I don't know. I like the stuff that was pretty old. Bugs Bunny, Flintstones,
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, all those classics. I think they were all pretty good.
So what was your favorite TV show when you were growing up?
I'm trying to think of things we used to sit around on the floor while my dad was sitting in his chair and would say, "Hey, get up and change the channel and turn this on before Clipper came by." It was probably, I don't know, kind of the classic sound too. Well, I think MASH was one that we watched quite a bit together as a family, but also things like Mayberry RFD, Gomer Pyle, things like that when I was younger and everything.
All right. Now, can you talk about one most embarrassing moment you had on the track?
Probably hitting the wall at Byron, because I could have prevented that. It kind of goes back, and I'll try to make this as short as I can. Is when I first put a 1471 on the motor, I didn't adjust the barrel valve right, and the car was on jack stand in the back, and fuel flowed in the motor. It was a brand new motor, that 540 that I had, and I hydraulic the motor. And I made 10 passes on it and kicked the rods out. Everything was brand new in that motor. I mean, brand spanking new. And I basically destroyed the whole motor because of that. So part of cleaning a blower motor out is that you need to shut the fuel off and let it go through the blower and get out of it, and get out of the engine itself, cycle it through it. So you usually shut the fuel off and then let it die on the fuel, and then you turn the ignition off. Well, because of that hydraulic thing that happened to me, I was very aware of that at that time when the axle broke. And so instead of just flipping the motor off, I tried to ride it out and tried to put the brakes on. But unfortunately, when the spindle broke in the back, it broke the back brake line, so I had no back brakes at all. So I just had the skinny little front, so it didn't do anything. So I think that was probably the most embarrassing thing. But it turned out to be a good thing, because that's how I ended up meeting Lonnie, and that's how we ended up our friendship and making car look as good as it does.
So good came out of bad.
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right. Well, Tom, you have any final words or thank yous you want to do? Tom? I think I lost him. Tom, you still there? Hello? Let me call him back. Tom? Hold on, people. Sorry about that.
You there?
I lost you. It went blank. I couldn't hear nothing.
Yeah,
So, Tom, you
Well,
got go. Yeah, go ahead.
but, well, I was going to say, based on what you said, I want to say, firstly, thank you to my wife for being so supportive of everything and my family. But then thank you for Pete for keeping up with us for 25 years. Thanks to the Grove and to Byron, because they've been pretty much our home tracks, and also for Cordova for starting on the last year or two. But then the rest of all the Wise guys and all the, the other racers that are out there, not just the Wise guys, but everybody that attends these events, and then the fans themselves. Everybody's been great. It makes it fun, and it makes it worth it.
And if people listening want to find the Wise Guys schedule, go on Facebook page, Chicago Wise Guys. You can find all the events on there. Then there's the website, chicagowiseguys.net. And Tom, if you run with the other events like the Super Bowl, how do they find that information?
You can go to the NMCA website. The other one is like the U.S. Street Nationals, which is this weekend, is down. We go to Bradenton Motorsports Park. And then the other things you could probably look at is Bang Shift. Speed Video is another good one. They'll give you some ideas on what's coming up.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you very much for taking time to do this interview, Tom.
Thank you, Dave. It was really a pleasure, and thank you for being so supportive of this great sport that we have.
No problem. I love drag racing, so I love to, give as much promotion as I can for you guys.
Okay, thank you.
And I wish you the best of luck with getting that car out there this year on the track. And look forward to meeting you out on the track.
You too, Dave.
You have a great day, Tom.
Take care.
Bye-bye.